Hello again. Hello. Peace. Now I want to talk about food and the importance of prepared food and our health, and tie that in with the very, very crooked, sound like Trump, the very, very crooked pharmaceutical companies and medical groups. It all really depends on a very corrupt food chain. The fertilizers, we don't use organic fertilizer, which would be waste from animals. And like the Native Americans used fish heads, fish bones, organic, back to the ground. Anything that was the earth can produce minerals and vitamins from. And then that goes into the plants, and then the plants grow and they are good for you. Now this says organic, Alden's organic. Now I'm going to have to put on different glasses and I will read to you just how organic this is. It says milk, and then there's a little asterisk, and it says organic. And so all these have little asterisks next to them. Cream, sugar, tapioca syrup, which I'm not entirely sure what that is, vanilla extract, tapioca starch. Now I know what that is. I use that. When I make pies, instead of sugar, I use tapioca starch to make the syrup from the fruit gel. And which is, if you use sugar, that'll do the same thing. But I don't do well. My body doesn't do well with sugar. Nobody's really does. Okay, and here we go. Gower gum. Little asterisks on that motherfucker. Sorry, on that puppy, and it is there is no, you don't grow Gower gum. There's no Gower plant, nothing like that. Soy lecithin, again, asterisks. Soy is a bean, so how does it get lecithin? I don't know. Locust bean gum. What is that? I don't know. Xanthan gum. Xanthan. Xanthan. Gum. Now, I was told anything with the word gum in it is very bad for you. Anything. There is no gum plant. There is no gum. There might be a gum plant, but that was just, that's not where anything comes from. There's no food called gum. Even gum is bad for you. Gum causes cavities, not because of the sugar, but because the chemicals that make it up. Now, we've been taught that it's a plant or something that they use to make gum, but it's not. It's chemicals. Vanilla bean seeds. So, and that one might be organic. It says it contains milk and soy and made in a facility that uses wheat, eggs, tree nuts, and peanuts. Okay, so let me tell you the problem with this or all organic milk. If it's pasteurized milk, it's got chemicals in it. They don't, people think, I thought, that they heat the milk and that kills any of the germs that might live in the milk. What it does is heating the milk kills the amino acids that we need to digest the milk. So it makes the milk undigestible and really not even good for you. I'm the one who came up with the got milk ads, and years ago we got celebrities and they put, you know, what looked like a milk mustache on them. I think it was really powdered milk and Elmer's glue, whatever. It was a cute ad. It caught on. They might still use it sometimes. You hear got this and got that. That came from the got milk ads. So milk, see now the mooks control all this because, like I said in the previous one, they feel that they are the medicine men of the world. The medicine men of tribes used to be able to keep people sick so that they could get them well and they would think of them as a god. But so now the mook's place is to be the medicine men of the world. So this thing called gum is put into all ice cream now. What happens when they whip the milk into a cream and they whip that into a ice cream, freeze it, and it stays all puffy and nice, and so you can actually eat it with a spoon. If you froze just cream, you wouldn't be able to do that because it would be too hard to use a spoon. So they add this stuff called gum, and if that melts, if the cream in the ice cream melts, or melts even a little bit, it won't deflate. It'll stay fluffed out. So that, again, we're told it's not only it's organic, but it's not. It's just not. So forget what you learned about gum. Don't eat gum. Don't chew gum. Bad for your teeth, your mouth, your throat. You can get throat cancer. Soy lecithin, I don't even think that's possible because it's not milk, it's a bean. Soy is a bean. It's a little green bean, also called rape seed. Which right there. Okay, so here's another thing. The names of the different products, of the different food products, if you have an X, Y, or a Z in them, then you know to stay away from them. I named even these wacky names, even the pharmaceutical, the names for the drugs, I named them too, not just bands and things for the computer, but also pharmaceutical things. So I have learned a lot over the years. Then my memory got erased, and so I haven't been able to warn anybody. But what would happen would be I'd name them, and then there would be a discussion about what it really does to you, and they felt that since I was getting my memory erased, that was okay to talk in front of me, and but now I'm getting my memory back, and I have been getting my memory back for about 5 or 6 years. 6, 7, maybe 7 years. I haven't been able to get in touch with anybody who I knew, who I knew from when my memory was erased, because the NSA is keeping me apart from everybody. They're doing that because there are very many crooked generals and people who work in the NSA. There's a lot of mooks in the NSA, and that's why you're hearing about that fighting within the ranks. That's because they're really rotten people, and the NSA will use, well, here, that's a whole other ball of wax. So yes, so anything with the word gum in it is bad for you. Anything with an X, Y, or Z in the name is bad for you. So in other words, xanthan gum, very bad for you. Locust bean gum, very bad for you. Tapioca syrup, I'm not sure what that is or how they would get it, so it's probably bad for you. Just think about food and its origins, and they're telling you, and I know this for a fact because I had to name some of them, like quinoa, and they're just, what they're doing is they're telling you that it's an ancient grain and it was just rediscovered, and it had been used for centuries. They have no idea what this, I think it was a grain. It may have been a wild rice that they added, they GMO'd, which is genetically modified. So they gene spliced in a gene from fish, trying to get a grain that was had more protein in it. That they actually did that, I think, for the poorer countries. Like they do drops, food drops, sometimes into rural areas that are starving, like back when Bangladesh, when the whole country was starving. There was, food drops into that country, and they felt, the people who are good guys feel that if we could get some more protein into their diet, that it would benefit them, and that's true. But I don't know that gene splicing is the way to go, because we can't absorb that food. Once we've spliced a gene, into a food gene, like even if it's 2 food genes in this case, it's fish, and like I say, I think wild rice was the other one. It may produce a higher quality or a higher protein grain, but they don't know how that is assimilated into our bodies, and if our bodies can even use it, because our bodies don't recognize it as food. So that's why the GMO products are so dangerous, because our bodies don't know what to do with that, and it may be causing malnutrition. Now, the other thing is about malnutrition. I knew this man who I met RVing, and he must have been about 400 pounds, at least. He's enormous. But I never saw him eat food. And I love on 30 Rock where something that Liz Lemon eats says on the package, warning, this product was manufactured in a facility that may process food. I think it's great, because if you look on those foods, I told her, don't eat that stuff, and she says if she doesn't, then she gets like withdrawal, which should tell you something. If you should not be addicted to snack food. They put something addictive into the ingredients, and that way you'll keep buying it. But so again, this guy who was, let's say, 400 pounds, and I'm being kind, would eat just like the cheese doodles and bonkers and Cocoa Puffs. Oh my God, don't buy that stuff for your kids. Don't buy that stuff. If there's ingredients in the cereal that's not food, don't buy it. Don't buy it. If you have to buy it for yourself, but don't buy it for your kids. Their bodies are trying to grow. So, okay, X, Y's, and Z's, gums, anything that says that there's milk derived from anything that doesn't have an udder that's false. Anything that touts itself to be an ancient grain that they just found, or ancient food, you hear it every once in a while. What those are is GMO food. GMO food is not necessarily food according to our bodies. So you can eat and eat and eat and get fatter and fatter and fatter, and be malnourished. And so I pointed that out, and everybody just laughed at me. But it's true. If you're not eating whole foods, which is another thing that I name the whole foods. I don't. They ask if you want to donate. You're donating to ISIS, boys and girls. Don't do it. They don't tell you where they're going to donate the money to. It goes to terrorism. It goes to ISIS, basically. But that might be the only place where you can get food that's actual food. And so also, if the product says that it's organically grown, all organic, but they have GMO food, if they bought their seeds from a factory, it doesn't matter that they grew it organically. You still won't be able to, your body still won't process it the same way as it should. I started naming foods. I started naming things when I was 2, I think. Styrofoam was the first thing I named, but the second thing I named was Early Girl tomatoes. I love Early Girl tomatoes. I think they taste the best. Beefsteak tomatoes are, I think Early Girls they spliced in a crocus, which is the first flower of the spring, into a tomato cell, and that's how they got the Early Girls. I'm pretty sure is a crocus or some other early flower, and the beefsteak tomatoes, they spliced in a heart cell from a steer, and boy, those taste good though, don't they? But now they've gone, heirloom is also a GMO product. Anything that has a word in front of the word tomato is not really food. And that I know because I get a diarrhea from it. I can't digest the tomatoes. If I can find just plain tomatoes sometimes, those I can still digest. So what they're trying to do, like with heirloom, they're putting poppy. They spliced in poppy so that it would be addictive, and they spliced in hemlock so that it would make you sick. And they're trying to get tomatoes so that they are poisonous again. They had been poisonous years and years and years ago, and they've been trying and trying and trying to make them not poisonous, but now with the mooks in charge of the food supply, they are trying to get them poisonous again. So I'm going to talk about fertilizer in the next one. Okay.